YouTube. Just doing a couple little things here. I would say just like a little update. Yeah, as you can see, it's in pieces, taken apart, yada yada. I'm not really doing any upgrades other than getting a body and maybe another wheelie bar because this one's just completely broke. Yeah, as you can see, the wheels popped off. Whoops. So I figured it's been a while since I've actually used this thing, so it's time to start bringing it back to life. Yeah. I have a bunch of parts back there. See the motor fan, which broke. I need to fix it. Yeah, a little connector came off. See the rear tires. And those are the front tires. I'm gonna rotate them. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm not doing any upgrades. The main reason why I started doing this is because the front differential, if I can find it, yeah, it's right here. Front diff. I actually replaced it, but what happened was that focus. There we go. Basically, what happened was that the ball bearings that were holding this in and the pinion gear came loose, and it just grinded down all these teeth. And so every time I stopped or made a sudden jolt in the throttle, whatever, it would just make a really loud grinding noise. So I took that apart, and I'm like, you know what? May as well, since I'm at it, fix mostly everything. I'm going through and fixing everything, really. Just a couple of years worth of stuff that I just neglected. Here's the body. As you can see, it's beat to hell. Paint's chipping off. 2 giant holes where the posts are gonna go. I'm gonna be getting new clips and all that. So I ran this thing for about 4 or 5 months without any body clips. Those are brand new tires. The Traxxas Talon tires. I like it a lot because if you look outside, everything that I work with is mostly all road and streets. So it makes sense to use Talon tires instead of my old Hurricane tires, which wore down incredibly fast and ripped, and I just had really bad luck with them. I don't know, maybe it was my gluing, but it ripped. Yeah, anyway. Got that. I'm gonna reset everything. Probably looks like I need a new bulk. Whatever. I don't care. Then I need to get new A-arms eventually. I'm gonna get the RPM blue A-arms. Eventually. I need to set up the chamber and all that other stuff again because I just replaced all these boots. Focus. There we go. Replaced all these boots right here, right there. Did that on all of them. For the longest time, I was running without any boots in them. A lot of dirt was getting in there, so I just cleaned everything up. Cleaned off the ESC, cleaned off the motor. There we go. Guess I'll just go over some of the specs. Yeah, all stock. I got Integrity Blue MSR4 shocks, piggyback reservoirs, which I somewhat turned into a dual rate type deal. The reason why I did the dual rate was because of it was just easier, and I needed more spring tension, and I didn't want to buy new springs. So yeah, that's those. I upgraded to a Traxxas Link 2.4 gigahertz radio. It's the one that shift. 2-speed transmission, which is sitting over there. Need to get new bolts for it, so it's falling out. The spur gear is actually bent. It's bent horribly bad. So I need to get another spur gear, which should be on my list. Put that on after. Before I go over the motor, I got a little fail-safe thing here. I mean, even though the Traxxas 2.4 is good with the whole fail-safe thing, I'd rather have another one, just in case it It does receive a strike signal because living in an apartment complex, there's a crap load of, people have all these audio things, TV remotes, yada yada, like crap load of Wi-Fi's, which also run on 2.4 gigahertz. So, just want to be extra careful there. If I don't live in an apartment complex, I wouldn't have that on. Before I go over the ESC and motor stuff, just go into the back here. Got aluminum front bumpers, matches the shocks. I actually went back to the plastic drive shafts. I used to have the metal ones in here, but the metal ones, they like, just from the sheer power, they just got ripped up, and yeah, so I never had a problem with any of the plastic these things. Only time I did have a problem is when one of the motor bolts came out. It locked up the transmission, and from going 45 to 0 with all the weight behind it, pin over there. If it would focus, there we go. Pinhole where the little set screw goes in, just stripped. Wasn't a big deal. It's the only time I actually had a problem. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting the RPM blue plastic A-arms. So those would be nice. I'm not doing that today or anytime soon, really. Whenever these break, because the front ones are starting to break. But it's quite expensive. I got, here's the remote. It's 2.4 manual transmission. There's no batteries. I need to get new batteries soon. These are getting ripped up and torn and not too pleasant. I have my old ones in the back. It's my charger. It's a Turnigy 420 charger. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing special. For shock oil, I'm using 60 weight with the two holes in there. Here's the low C 60 weight stuff. We got sand paddles over there. Can't wait to bring it into the sand. Now the way I'm trying to set this up is that since it is mostly asphalt, since it is mostly asphalt, trying to set it up in a way where I could take it off road still. Cause like I don't do major off road stuff. I don't go in like swamps. I don't do any of that stuff. So it's really useless for me. So I'm just working on like getting it to a point where I could run it on the street primarily. Then I can just bring it down to the beach, swap the tires on, maybe even swap the bottom shock mounts, and just go, basically. Change the pinning gear in the motor. Yeah. So I'm going to get this all together. I'm going to retune everything, get everything back to normal. It'll be awesome. Maybe get another wheelie bar. So that's what I need is a wheelie bar. And the other thing I said, for the ESC, this is a Hobby King 150 amp constant 1080 amp burst ESC. I'm running it in sensorless motor, so it's sensorless. Can handle up to 22 volts. Right now I'm putting in fours lipos, so that's I think that's 14.8 volts. I was thinking about upgrading to 3s. I'm kind of hesitant on that, because the way it is, it goes fast enough, especially for around here because of all the cars and such. So I'm probably just going to get another, more lipos like those. Just pop them in. And I could always change the gear ratios and stuff like that too. It goes pretty fast. I could probably get it to go about 70 miles an hour on those batteries and that motor and this whole setup. As long as I change the gear ratios, I could put a massive pinion in there, smaller thing. Because having that first and second gear, it's actually keeps the motor temperatures down pretty cool. So for the motor, this is a Turnigy Traxxas. Focus. Here we go. Turnigy Traxxas. It is a 2560 kV, and it's 6 poles. I think I can handle up to like 80 volts or some crazy number. I don't know. Basically, the way I did this is I bought this motor in a limit to the ESC. So the motor is actually bigger than the ESC, so I can always upgrade the ESC. Not by much, but a fair amount. Still debating if I should ever get 3s. I think it would be pretty cool if I did. But at the same time, I don't want to really risk running 3s in this, because it is, threes together, because I'm running it in series, it would be 6. It's a 6S LiPos. It would be an insane amount of power, and quite honestly, I don't know what I would do with all that power. I don't need to go that fast, nothing like that. So I'm gonna have to work on that, figure out what to do with that. Nothing really else special about it. I love the 2-speed transmission, especially for areas around here, because I do like to take it off road and such. And when you have a really a high gear ratio, like second speed or second gear, taking it in the rocks and such, it devastates the motor and the battery. So, got almost a full body cover. This is the middle skid plate. That's the front one. The other one's still attached. So it covers almost the whole entire area underneath there. The body I'm getting is probably going to be a Ford F-150 Raptor body. I haven't really decided. I want to get something cool, but I'm not going to be painting it like crazy, just because, you know, they always chip and you spend like $30 in paint just for it to last 2 months. So yeah. That's pretty much about it. So the tires and the rims. Yep, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna have some videos coming up and such for this thing. I want to get back into it now that I've gotten out of racing. I'm gonna hopefully getting back into that too. But I've gotten out of racing and started getting into computer stuff. You can see my GTX right here. This is all for my laptop, so I've been messing around with that stuff. Monitor. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a few more things and be good to go. That's pretty much it. Any questions, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.